People thought I was dying. I looked terrible.
My hair was falling out. I was always having terrible joint and bone pain.
You have irritable bowel, you're anxious, you're a type A personality.
The doctors thought I was bulimic.
I was diagnosed with MS.
I thought I had cancer.
One person actually said to me, "We think you have cancer, but we can't find it."
And I looked at them and I said, I'm dying and no one's gonna find out what's wrong with me.
My diagnosis was one of those you read about in the horror celiac stories. It took a long time.
And it officially took 7 years to get the actual correct diagnosis.
I was just right about on the 11-year mark when I was diagnosed.
For me, it's a little bit different. I was sick from the time I was 3.
They were realizing that nothing was going away. The symptoms kept coming and persisting and it kept getting worse, is when they thought that maybe it was more mental.
Sometimes I thought it was emotional, like, do I have depression? Am I manic?
I never really knew that something was wrong initially. I just had symptoms like I'd get bloating, I'd have a problem with gas.
You could hear my stomach from across the room a lot.
In the process of being diagnosed, I was hospitalized twice.
I was hospitalized quite a bit throughout my teenage years. Multiple times I was on my way to the operating room.
But I did get a letter in the mail on like a Friday afternoon, I remember, which is sort of a bad way to get this kind of news, that said I had celiac disease.
We did blood work and it showed possibly that it was celiac disease, and at that point I'd never heard of celiac disease before.
So let's test you for celiac disease and we'll test you for a couple other things. I said, you know, it's really kind of a waste because I haven't had it for 30 some odd years. It's not like I'm going to develop it now. And he goes, humor me. And then I got a phone call back a week later and said, you're off the charts.
And my neurologist sat down and he said, you know, how did you get this diagnosis? And I told him.
So just getting that answer and knowing what was wrong with you was a lot. And all the crazy symptoms I thought I was having, it all fit. It all fit and it all made sense.
I was kind of happy because number one, I knew I didn't have cancer, but number two, I knew it was something that was treatable, and that's one of the nice things about it. I tell people all the time, you know, if the worst thing that happens to me is I'm diagnosed with celiac disease, I feel pretty lucky because the treatment is just changing your diet a little bit.
It's the hardest thing to diagnose with the simplest cure. Just don't eat that. It's serious long term. It's a manageable day-to-day thing, but if you're not diagnosed and you're still sick and you're not getting it fixed, you can really, really hurt yourself.
And he looked at me and he said, I don't think you have MS. I think you have celiac disease. I don't think you have MS. And which was not at all what I was expecting, which was like the best gift I ever could have gotten. And to me that meant, okay, it's an adjustment in diet, but I will probably not be in a wheelchair at my son's high school graduation.